Based on the DNA results and evidence collected through the investigation, detectives applied for and were granted an arrest warrant for David Allen Morrison for murder in the first degree in the 1986 death of Sarah Hunter. Extradition arrangements will be coordinated through the Bennington County State's Attorney's Office with the state of California. The Vermont State Police appreciates and thanks the hard work and dedication of the Manchester Police Department, Detective Sergeant Helene Giotti, Detective Sergeant Dan Elliott, Retired Detective Sergeant Tom Truex, the Bennington County State's Attorney's Office, and Sergeant David Babenkoff from the National City Police Department in California. That concludes my statement at this time, and I'm going to turn the podium over to Erica Marthich. Something does have to be said about Sergeant Truex not letting this case.
Could you address the mic? Yeah.
Sergeant Truex refused to let this case go. He worked on it throughout his whole career, right up until he retired, and then Sergeant Giotti picked the ball right up. As soon as she was assigned it, she took every lead very seriously, and spent, I can't even tell you the hours both of them spent on this. Sergeant Elliott as well. They took the evidence that was gathered in the 80s and put it together into a comprehensive file that allowed this to continue. And then Sergeant Babenkoff in California working as well. So
would it have been categorized as cold or not? It was always
open. Is how I'll call it. It was an open case. We don't like to call any cases cold.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I covered this case as a young photographer back then, and I can only imagine, you hear stories about law enforcement people never really sleeping well when something like this happens. So it's got to be a good feeling to know that you're pretty close to nailing the person that did this.
It's incredible. It really is. And everybody up behind me is to thank for that. So.